Hello golfers, Jess Frank coming to you from the Jess Frank YouTube Golf Academy here at the beautiful Deer Creek Golf Club. And today I want to talk to you about setup and why it's so important. Remember, I love teaching this game, been teaching for over 20 years, and there's a lot of times if you can get into the right setup at address, you can hit the ball a lot better, not think about your swing, and just be able to hit the ball from a good, balanced, powerful position. So in the setup, what we're looking at is that from down the line, you want to be balanced on your feet. You can see is when I'm setting up to the ball, I've got a little bit of knee flex, I'm tilted forward to the ball, my arms are just hanging down right in front of me. I'm not bending way over, I'm not over flexing my knees, sitting down in a chair. I'm just kind of sitting here just like this, letting my arms just hang down in front of me. And from there, I can go ahead and just clap my hands together, and I'm in a really good position. You can also see from my back is that I'm not rigid with my back. My chin is actually down a little bit because I see so many people with this S curve in their back where they're told to really kind of stick their butt out. So you don't want to do that either, and you don't want to be slumped over as well. So something in between there, just relaxed. Let my arms hang down in front of me. My weight is pretty much in my toes here, both sides of my feet, or both feet. Weight are in the toes. At address, I feel a little bit more weight on my left leg as well. So I'm probably 55 to 60% of my weight on my left leg at address. And you can see when I'm setting up to the ball, my hands aren't super low or super high. They're pretty neutral, letting my arms hang down right in front of me. Okay, so if I look in the front side here, my feet are just, from my feet up, my toes are turned out. My arms are hanging in front of me. My weight's balanced. I'm not way up on my toes or way back on my heels. I'm flexed forward. My arms are hanging and clapping together. So nice and relaxed position. But you can also see I have no tension in my setup, but I also have a very good structure, because I'll see a lot of people with their arms already bent, their weight too far back. So the weight is about 60, let's call it 60-40 on the front. Okay. You can see my arms are structured. They're not, my elbows aren't pulling apart. So that's my setup position. That's going to help you. What I also see from down the line many times is that when people set up to the ball, see, the problem is a lot of people set up too far to the right. They aim too far to the right. So what happens when you aim too far to the right, you twist your shoulders back to the left. Okay, and when you twist your shoulders back to the left, you can see from down the line, you can see my left arm underneath my right arm. Okay, this all starts the chain effect of coming over the top. So what you want to do for most people out there who slice the ball and who come over the top, you'd want to feel your right arm a little bit more underneath your left. And you can see when I do this here, my shoulders aren't twisted to the left. So that's something that's very important that you have to pay attention to for alignment. Even though alignment and grip and stance and posture are all variables in the stack and tilt system, they're very important. You have to pay attention to them because it can lead to cascading effects. So as long as you know that, and you can get set up. So I always say, look in a mirror, use the video, use the camera, because you'll start to see what will happen is you'll start to aim too far to the right, and you'll twist your shoulders back to the left, and that's when you start to come bent over the top. So I would say, feel, a lot of people are like, a lot of people will feel like they're aiming to the left, but that's actually a decent thing. You don't want to aim way to the right and then come over the top for a right-handed golfer. Anyways, obviously opposite for a left-handed golfer. But here I am setting up. Okay, good position here. My arms are hanging down. My club, this is a 7-iron, so obviously it would be different for a driver. A driver would be longer, but in fact, let me grab my driver here and show you the different setup for the driver. So go ahead and you'll see obviously the length difference between a driver and a 7-iron. So if I go ahead and set up my driver here, you can see is that I'm pretty much set up in the same position. My arms are hanging down. My weight's still the same. My stance is going to be a little bit further apart, but I'm going to go ahead and set that up just like that. So you can see I'm very balanced. I don't really change much with the driver except for being further away. So you can see that here. I'll do that face on with the driver. So ball position's a little bit further forward with the driver, but you can see as I'm doing the same thing, 60-40 on the left. You can see I'm not leaning. I'm pretty much a little bit more tilted with the driver, a little bit to the right, so I'm not twisting my shoulders again. So watch where you align it, because if you're aligning to the right and you're trying to hit back to the left, you're going to twist your shoulders. So keep that, make sure you can align to the right just as long as you don't twist your shoulders to the right. Like I can hit draws all day by aiming to the right, twisting to the right, and hitting out at the ball, and that's going to put a hook on it. But the problem is most people don't do that. They twist their shoulders back to the left. So that's really important to do. So setup, this is P1 fundamental, position 1. Okay, so that's really good there. So just so you know, that's a great checkpoint for people who are struggling with their game. The next part of the setup is in the grip. So if you see the grip, a lot of people will have the handle too far back, and they'll take the handle, move the handle back. That opens the face. So if you're slicing, your handle's probably too far back. You want to keep the handle a little more forward to the left leg. You can see my arms are straight, weight's on the left. Okay, but you can see my weight is my lower center on the left, not my upper center. So my lower center is a little bit more left, a little bit more feeling like that 60-40 on the left. Okay, but you can see my upper center isn't twisted over, so that's very important to do. That's when you draw the circle around the head, and you can see that here, is that as I go back, now as I come through, you can see that stays pretty standard there. I don't tilt way back, I'm not moving way forward. So that's why the setup is very crucial to hitting good shots. Don't overlook the first thing, your balance, your setup, your position to the ball. It's really important. Take your time with that. So I think that's going to help you a lot, obviously. So that's why I'm bringing this video to you. So again, my name's Jess Frank, been teaching this game for over 20 years. Love helping people get better at golf. I feel like, I see this every day on the range, that I want to bring you stuff that's going to help you immediately. So that's also why I do this. So again, if you really like this video, please subscribe, please hit the like button, leave a comment, turn on your notifications, and we'll get back to you with another helpful video. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you soon.